calendars, appointments, and manual booking. That's what we're going to cover in this section. The calendar page is where you land. So when you select the calendar, you'll see the calendar right here. Inside the calendar, you can select the month, today, see any of the annotations here, shows you what the colors and patterns mean. So if it's a filled box in color, it's a confirmed appointment. If it's an outline, it's unconfirmed. Outline box with a strike through would mean they canceled it. Filled box that's gray means at some point you blocked off your calendar. This could be if you have a calendar sync, maybe you're syncing your Google or your Outlook. These will show up as gray. And then your color strip to the left, it's select user color, select group color, or select calendar color. You'll see this little color right here. Then you're going to see these little notes saying it's on the Apple calendar, it's on the Outlook calendar, blocked off time slot, a reoccurring event, and if there's an error with the event. So these are great little tips to look at when you're looking at your calendar. I'm going to go ahead and select month view. We played with calendars a little bit, so you can see right here the group color with the dark blue and the class booking that we did in our class booking. This was the collective booking test. And if I select one more, you'll see the 2 here as well. A neat little feature is, let's say you wanted to reschedule this appointment. Look at this. You can grab this and you can move it to another day, and it will adjust the date and time as well. So neat little drag and drop. You can only do that on appointments that are booked within the system. If you see a grayed out time slot like this would be time blocked. And you can see when I hover over it, it's going to show you that I blocked this time. So that blocks it from my calendar. If this were from Google, you would see a Google icon, or like we showed you before, you could see an Apple calendar icon or an Outlook calendar icon. It's really easy to look at your calendar. Now, right here, we can look at day, week, month. Right here, when you select all, you can do appointments or blocked slots. So if you just want to see what's blocked, and if you want to see all your current appointments, you can select appointments. You can also create a new appointment right here by coming into the new appointment, selecting the calendar that you would like to book on. Put the appointment name. I like to put the contact's first and last name, and it would default to the team member within the calendar meeting. And then you would have your standard time here. And what this means right here when you see standard and custom is that standard is based on the calendar that you picked. So what's going to happen when you click standard is it's going to book on the slot that's available. If you were looking at your calendar, let's say we were going to do the class calendar. We know that the class calendar is only on Saturdays. So when I click on the date, it would just show me the Saturdays and the time slots available. That's standard. Now there comes a time when you need to make an appointment. Maybe let's say you're doing a haircut or a color, or maybe you've got a buffer time and that person will be doing something else, and you can go ahead and slide somebody into a slot. That's where custom comes into play. This is where you would select the start date and confirm the date and the time. And right here where it says calendar default as configured in calendar, you would want to select custom. So we now have a custom time slot that we're adding into our calendar. This is where you would search for the contact by name. And then down here is where you would select where it's confirmed or unconfirmed, and then you would book the appointment. If we select unconfirmed here, I'm going to go ahead and book this. Let's book this with our same person. Let's just select this one. I'm going to go ahead and book this appointment right from the calendar, and then watch what happens. Now we've got the box because it's unconfirmed. Remember your annotation here. It is an outline box. It shows it's been unconfirmed. So really neat on selecting that. And then when you want to edit this and make it as confirmed, all you've got to do is click on the calendar. You'll see all the details if you need to edit or delete it, or you can list it as showed or no showed when they show up. Marking your calendars as showed, no showed, canceled is really important when it comes to calendar reporting. You want to see how many people are showing up to your appointments. Over here, you'll see the monthly calendar again. You can just click through here to see where you're at. And then down here is where you would select your users. So if you wanted to see the calendar of a specific user, you would just select that user or all users, especially if you're admin. If you're wanting to see specific calendars, you might want to check all of the calendars listed so that way it'll show everything here. The other great thing is groups. So if you group your calendars, it's easy to just select the groups to see who's booked, and you'll have everybody in as a group. And that is where you might want to group specific calendars in groups, and then you would just select the group there. So again, you can select users, select the specific calendar, or select groups. And that's how to view your calendars inside of the actual calendar. Let's look at appointments. I'm going to come over here. So one thing we haven't covered, and that is appointments. And inside of appointments, this is where you would see the appointments in a list view. This feature is very valuable because at the end of the day, this is a great place to come in and mark exactly who was confirmed, who showed, who no-showed, who canceled, and if it was just an invalid appointment. This is where you can just easily check that they showed, update it, then you would just select confirm, you would say showed and update it, and then you can select right here. You'll see that they've all showed. Maybe this one was a no-show. We'll go ahead and update to no-show. And now you can see all of your appointments, and you did it right here without even having to go into the contact. You can select over here by appointments for the specific calendar or user or group. You can also select all confirmed, so you can sort everything here. You can also sort by date, so if you want to see how far. And guess what else you can do? You can come into appointments and add a new appointment, and this will bring you to the appointment where you can then add that appointment, being standard custom, and adding the contact. Very easy to use calendars. Now I want to show you a couple of areas where calendars are beneficial inside of the software that will make it easy for you to book. My favorite is opportunities. When you are going through your opportunities and you're making a call or you're following up with people, you can easily get to their contact. And what you'll do is you'll see this little add an appointment. So if I'm talking to this particular customer or potential customer, all I got to do is click appointment, and look what it does. It takes me to the appointment update inside of the opportunity to select whatever calendar I'm going to do. Let's say it's going to be a sales call. And then I can just pick the specific team member who it's going to be for, and it will show me the dates available and the slot times available. I can add in the meeting location. I can add in the appointment title. Again, I recommend using the name right here. And sometimes just a quick tip, I'll just highlight the name, copy it, and paste it into my title. So that way I have the appointment name, and then I can book the appointment. So now we've got an appointment for Darndy Brune, and he is set. Then you just close that out. And guess what? It's going to show up in my appointments. And we want to make sure that we're selecting all the users. And there he is right here. If I want to edit him, I can click on the button, and here is all the information to edit the appointment. And if I want to, guess what? Drag and drop him, I can do that. It's kind of neat. I think this feature is going to advance as time goes on. Now, the other way to book an appointment is going to be, let's say you're in conversations and you're talking to somebody right here, and you're talking to this person on the phone. We want to click on their name. We go right to their contact. And over here in the far right, here is the appointment. We can easily select add. And look what happens. We can select the calendar we want to add them to. We can put in their name as the appointment title. We can select the team member. So basically, if we were doing, let's go to sales, we would select the specific team member. Then we would have the option to select the standard to find the open time slot, or select custom to add our own. Just remember to add custom here if you're going to do a custom calendar. And we can go ahead and the appointment, and look what happens. There is our appointment inside of the contact. Now remember, we were just in opportunities, so let's look here. We've got an appointment here for him. We can easily update the contact, or we can click and go right back to the contact by clicking him and seeing the appointment that we booked right here under appointments. You can also easily edit the current appointment or delete it. So you can select this little edit button right here, here, brings back up all the information from the appointment, and there you have it. You can edit it, save it, and now you're good. Then, of course, as the bird's eye view, we'll go right back into calendars. We can look at our calendar for the entire month. We can look up all the users, the calendars, the groups, or we can come over here to appointments. We can select all appointments, my team appointments, the users appointments, and look at that. All of our appointments showed right here. And so it's so easy at the end of the day to just say showed, no showed, or canceled, and you're done. And remember, appointments also show up when you go into reporting and you go to appointment report. This is where you're going to see all your booked, confirmed, showed, no showed, and canceled. And we talk about this in reporting. And that is your contacts tour for running your calendars, appointments, and adding a manual booking. You can also do this from the mobile app by selecting the calendars and hitting plus in your calendar to book your calendars right from your mobile app.
Oh,